StrayAllDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day, to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. What is that? That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of wait for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is stop climbing up ladders. Of course, I'll explain that metaphor when we get started. But before we do, let me remind everybody that I send out a text message every single morning that is guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point. I give it to you for free every single morning, straight to your phone as a text message. You want to receive this message. So let me tell you what I call it. First of all, as I even gave it a name. It is called the Daily Motivation. And it will do exactly what I told you it was going to do. And all you got to do to receive it is get into my text community. And the way you do that is by texting me at my number, which is 305-384-6894. And every morning, once you text me and you're confirmed into my text community, every morning you'll be receiving that message that does exactly what I said it's going to do. And that number is down below in the description to this episode. Secondly, Work on Your Game University. If you are serious about reaching your goals this year, you're serious about making something happen like right now, you're serious about making a difference in your life and the life of your family, and making a difference in your community, and making a difference with the people whom you wish to serve, the people you've been called on to serve, then isn't it about time that you got some professional help with actually doing the things that you want to do, so you can stop just talking about it and stop spinning your wheels and stop doing things that feel productive but are not actually effective nor efficient? If I'm describing you, how about you go to workonyourgameuniversity.com right now? You can schedule a free call with our team, and we will talk to you about where you're at, where you want to be, and how we can help you get there. You also have the option of getting straight into all of our back-end material. You can do that without getting on a call. You can get immediate lifetime access to all that material right now. You'll see your options right there on the page at workonyourgameuniversity.com. That link is also, along with the number to get my daily motivation text, down below in the description to this video. So with that said, let's get into the topic, which is stop climbing up ladders. Now, where this subject comes from, this is about you discontinuing the mental thought and the physical practice of trying to live up to standards that other people have set and attempted to, or you have allowed to impose on you. And I'm talking in a specific area. This is specifically targeted towards the entrepreneurs who find yourselves climbing up ladders that other people have set up for you to climb, that are causing inefficiencies in your business, but they are playing on your emotions. So this is a battle between your emotions and your logic here, and I'm going to explain how it works. Let's get into it. Point number one. Topic, once again, is stop climbing up ladders. Number one, what do I mean when I say climbing up ladders? Certifications. What is a certification? Certification is defined as the action or process of providing someone or something with an official document attesting to a status or level of achievement. That is a certification. All right. Understand that people chase certifications for three specific reasons. You want to know the three reasons why people go and get certifications? And when I say a certification, I'm talking about all kinds of certifications, whether that means you went back to school so you can get an additional degree, or you can pick up a minor to go with your major or whatever. Or another certification is if you go and get certified by some organization, by some company, by some entrepreneur that says now you are now a certified blank, and now you are qualified to go and teach a certain thing or coach people on a certain thing. Or you went and got some certification from some nonprofit organization out there. So now you can put that logo on your website or at the bottom of your emails, like, hey, I'm certified by such and such. And that means, what exactly does it mean? We don't know what it means. Here are the three reasons people chase certifications. Number one, you are lost and you don't know what to do, so you go get another certification. All right, so those of you who are, you're 35 years old and you go back to school because you don't know what else to do, all right, you do that because you didn't have a better idea. If you had a better idea, you probably wouldn't have done that. That is a chasing certification, and don't be mad at me for pointing it out. Number two, You get a certification because you lack confidence. You don't really believe in yourself that much, so you go get a certification because you feel like the certification is going to certify you, so you feel qualified and worthy because you have that certification behind you. It's kind of like a soldier going on the battlefield carrying a shield. You have this shield to defend you from any type of scrutiny because you got this certification in front of you, which again, to people who understand the game, means absolutely nothing, that certification. And number three, somebody sold you on the value of that certification, which makes them money because they sold you on the certification. They literally sold you. You had to pay for it. It enriches them for you to get certified, but it does nothing to change your current or future prospects. Other than, I mean, you can consider it a placebo. It makes you feel good that you have it, but does it actually do anything for you? Not really. Now, understand, caveat. There are some areas, surgeons, pilots, the people who install child car seats in cars. There are some areas where you should be certified so that everybody knows that you know exactly what you're doing. All right, if you're flying the plane, I want to know that you're certified to fly the plane. If you're going to perform surgery on my grandma, I want to know that you know what you're doing. And if you're going to install the car seat in my car for my child to ride in, I want to know that you know what you're doing. Those areas you should be certified. All right, so we know you know what you're doing. And there are certifications to acquire if it is being done strategically. There's another part of the caveat. For example, I know people who are certified under other people's programs and they get to coach that person's clients, for example. So if Coach XYZ has a Coach XYZ certification program and then you get certified, now they will send you some of their coaching clients. So now you don't have to do the work of going and finding clients. Then that strategically makes sense. So now you can learn under that person's wing. And then when you're ready, maybe you can move on and do your own thing. That is a strategic move. Now, there may be some strings attached to that certification, by the way. So understand there's no such thing as a free lunch. So be careful before you go into anything like that. That can be a strategic move. But for you to go get a certification and then you get nothing out of it but a certificate and a logo to put on your website and maybe a pat on the head and maybe a little bit of ego boost, fuck that. All right, that is a certification that you don't need. Remember what your goal is as an entrepreneur. What is your goal as an entrepreneur? What is your number one mandate? Entrepreneurs, you should know the answer to this question. I shouldn't even have to tell you. Your number one mandate as an entrepreneur is to bring the money in. That is your job. Nobody hires you because of your certifications. All right, none of you has ever been hired because you had a certification. Now, you might think you got hired because of a certification, but nobody hires you because of a certification. I was going to hire person A, but I'm going to hire person B because they got more certifications than person A. Nobody has ever said that. No customer giving you money has ever decided based on your certifications. Your certifications just make you feel better. Now, again, it can be a placebo because the confidence boost that you get from having that certification might make you feel more confident. You present yourself more confidently, and that allows you to get a client. But it's not the certification that did it, it's you that did it. But now that you're listening to what I'm saying right here, maybe I just pulled all the confidence out of you from that certification. So I apologize for that, but I'm gonna give you some better ideas. All right. Nobody cares about the certifications. Only people who care about your certifications, all of you who have any kind of certification. I'm talking about a college degree. I'm talking about a certification from some governing body. I'm talking about some certificate you got from some person who made it up just so they could charge you money so they can certify you. The only people who care about those certifications, you know who they are the other dummies who had the same certifications that you have, all right, because it makes them feel validated because you went and got it too. All right, but people like myself, I have zero certifications for anything. I don't give a damn about the certifications. I'm not impressed by them. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to go as far as to say I look down on them, but they are useless. All right, you don't need them. All right, point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is stop climbing up ladders. So one way you climb up ladders is by going and getting a certification that somebody else made up out of nowhere, out of thin air. They just made this thing up, charged you money for it, and you went and got it to make yourself feel like you're doing something when you're actually not doing anything. That's one way. Let me give you another way that you climb up ladders that is a waste of your resources. Metrics that mean nothing. Empty metrics. What is an empty metric? Well, the best way you can find an empty metric is to go fire up social media. Go open up any one of your social media apps and let's just look at the empty metrics that you can find on there. So let's see. I'm going to open up Instagram on my phone. I'm going to look at the empty metrics that they have on social media. These are also known as vanity metrics. So on social media, you have things like followers. All right, however many followers you have, those are empty metrics. They don't mean anything. Likes, how many people liked your post? is a metric that does not matter. Comments. Who got the comment? Engagement, subscribers, views. All right, these are all metrics that mean nothing to an entrepreneur. You get excited because your post, quote unquote, went viral. All right, these are all empty metrics that mean absolutely zero. I want you to understand. Actually, let me ask you a question. The people who comment on your posts, the people who are giving you the views that construct that put together your vanity metrics that you feel good about, are those people willing and capable clients for your products? Can they actually buy something from you? If not, who gives a damn what they're doing? I don't care how many views you got on your post. If none of the people viewing your post can actually help you bring money into your business, and you're getting a bunch of views from people who have no money, and you're selling a $10,000 product, then does it matter that you got a bunch of views? Who viewed your product? All right, nobody who viewed your product, nobody who viewed your video, rather, has enough money to buy your $10,000 program. So who cares that you went viral? By what? You went viral buoyed by views from a bunch of people who have no money? What exactly did you prove? Did that help your business? Did that move you forward? Again, remember what we talked about a few days ago. Productivity versus effectiveness versus efficiency. If you sell a $10,000 product and you go viral with a bunch of broke people watching your Instagram posts, what does that do for your business? Nothing. All right, if all your subscribers have no money, but you're selling a high ticket product, then what does it matter how many subscribers you have? See, if your ideal clients are busy CEOs, and I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs. A lot of entrepreneurs target people who are, out there moving and shaking in the business world. So if your ideal clients are busy CEOs, what the fuck does it matter if you amass a whole bunch of followers by doing dances on TikTok? Why? Because the people who are watching you on TikTok, those are not the busy CEOs. You know what they're doing during the day when you're posting TikTok videos? They're fucking working. All right, so what kind of metrics are you chasing here, and why? Social media stats do not correlate to income. And a lot of people still ignorantly believe this. It's not that they're stupid. It's not that they don't. It's not that they know but just choose to not understand. It's that they just don't know. All right, so it's ignorance. Ignorance is when you just don't know something. Stupid is when you know something and you do the wrong thing anyway. Most people just don't know. Social media metrics do not correlate to income. Now, there are many rich people out there with very small social followings or no social following, not even on social media. And there are many high status social media people who have no money. All right, so you need to be careful when you're looking at social media stats and foolishly believing that that actually equates to income. Not necessarily. Social media and the dummies who are moved and impressed by vanity metrics will have you thinking that you need to climb the ladder of social media clout in order to advance your business. This is what I mean when I say climbing ladders. Does everybody follow what I'm saying here? Climbing the social media ladder means doing things to get more followers, likes, comments, views, subscribers, etc., because you believe that the more of those vanity metrics you amass, the more money you will make. This is not necessarily true. Often, social media metrics are a trailing indicator of business success. They are not a leading indicator. If you don't know what that means, I'll explain it very briefly. Trailing indicator means something that happens as a result of something else happening. In other words, a trailing indicator is outcome B that happens because of input A. I.e., let me put this in simpler terms. If I go get a whole bunch of new customers right now for my business, however I get them, let's say through running ads or doing speaking gigs, or I just have a great marketing campaign going, because I did input A, getting a whole bunch of new customers and clients, now my social media followers will go up because a bunch of my clients now start following me on social media. So my social media stats are a trailing indicator. I got a bunch of followers now because I'm doing more business. That's the way it usually works. That's how social media metrics work, by the way, most of the time. Social media metrics are not a leading indicator. A leading indicator would mean if I get a whole bunch of followers on social media, that means I'm going to go make a whole bunch of money. No, that is not the way it works, folks. So when you're looking at people's social media stats, you don't know. Most of the time, you won't know unless you know that person, whether their social media stats are a leading indicator or a trailing indicator. You can't tell just by looking at them. But I just explained to you how it actually works. So any of you who is using social media, You want social media to be a trailing indicator, not a leading indicator. In other words, you want to get a bunch of followers because you have customers, not get a bunch of followers and then hope that that leads to customers, because a lot of the people who will engage with you deeply and actively on social media, they're broke. That's why they're on social media all damn day. They got nothing else to do. All right, the people who actually have money are not liking and commenting on all your posts. Doesn't mean they won't like and comment on any of them, but most of the time you don't even know they're there. Most of the time. Like, I know the people who are my clients and work on Your Game University. I know who my coaching clients are. I know which platforms they're following me on, and I know that most of the time I don't see them when I'm posting things. Why? Because they're working. So it depends on what you're selling. Let me also offer that caveat. Depends on what you're selling and who you're selling to. You got to be careful about chasing metrics that don't matter for your business. Okay. Social media can help business. I'm not telling you that social media cannot help. It can help. I use social media. Name a social media platform, I'm on it. I have an account on every single social media platform. I post at least once a day on every social media platform that exists. So I'm not saying that social media should not be used, but you need to be smart about how you're using it, and you need to be strategic about why you are using it. Do not be climbing a social media ladder for no reason. And that's what many professionals are doing. They're climbing the social media ladder, trying to get stats and not understanding those stats are leading you absolutely nowhere. All it's doing is making the people who own those social media platforms, is making them rich, because they sell your time and your engagement to advertisers to make themselves money. All right, that's the whole business. I told you this in episode 1690, by the way. So if you didn't hear it, you need to go listen to it. Point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is stop climbing ladders. Number 3, you need to sit down, think, in all capital letters, think, and consider what the wins are for you, so that you know what a win is for you, for your family, and for your business. What would actually make a win? What would make this a success for you? Do not let anyone else tell you what the win is for you. All right, this is how people end up foolishly climbing ladders, because you allow other people to dictate to you what you need to do in order to be successful. And people who end up climbing ladders, what happens is somebody offers you a sense of direction that you yourself have failed to create. So when someone else offers it to you and you don't have one, then you might as well climb their ladder, because they offered you something. All right, it's better than nothing that you had going on. So if you don't know where you're going in life, folks, let me let you in on a secret. There are a whole bunch of people out there who will gladly take the wheel of your life and drive your vehicle, and they will steer you to where they want you to go. And you will end up helping them more than you will help yourself, simply because you didn't take the time to figure out the direction and the purpose of your own life. This is what happens when you get caught asleep at the wheel, not paying attention. This is what happens to people. So all of you need to wake up, sit down, think, and consider what the wins are for you, for your family, and for your business. Do not let anybody else tell you what those are. And this is where, in our world, especially the world that we have today, because of something like social media, where anyone can access pretty much anyone, you get a whole lot of charlatans and excellent salespeople. These are salespeople with real game, and I know some of these people. These people got game. When I say they got game, it means they have the gift of gab, and they know how to entice and influence and move people to action, especially people who are aimless and have no direction for themselves. They can easily persuade you into doing something that's going to help them more than it's going to help you. Simply because you haven't taken control of your own wheel, they grab the wheel and they tell you where to drive. They basically take over your vehicle and they move you where they want you to go, and it ends up helping them more than it's helping you, simply because you have abdicated responsibility for your own life. Somebody else will take it from you. If you don't have a plan for yourself, somebody else will use you to execute their plan. And this is how you end up climbing a ladder and not even realizing, why am I climbing this ladder? Why am I climbing a ladder to get to the top of somebody else's building? Well, it's because you never built your own building. It's not their fault, it's your fault. So we're not putting this on them. Even though these people are hustlers, and some of them may even be called charlatans or scam artists, even though they are, understand that you can only fall victim to a scam artist because you weren't paying attention to your own game. That's how you end up paying attention to the scam artists. So the scam artists have always existed. It's not their presence that made you end up in a bad spot. It's the fact that you fell victim to them because you weren't paying attention to your own thing. You ended up distracted because you weren't focused. See, focus and distraction are diametrically opposed. When you're focused, there are no distractions. When you're distracted, there's no focus. So the only way you can fall victim to a scam artist is because you're paying attention to a distraction, which means there's no focus. The distraction is the absence of focus by definition. So it's not their fault, it's your fault. Everybody follow? Good. Let's recap today's class, which is stop climbing up ladders. Number one, stop chasing certifications. Certifications is the action or process of providing someone or something with an official document attesting to status or a level of achievement. People chase certifications for three reasons. Either you are lost and don't know what to do, so you go get a certification, like going back to school. You lack confidence, so you get a certification so you can feel more confident in yourself. Or somebody sold you on the value of a certification, which enriches them but does nothing to change your current or future prospects. All right, the only time it makes sense to get certified is if you're doing something like performing surgeries, you're flying planes, or you're installing child car seats. That makes sense. Or if you're doing it strategically, meaning maybe you get to apprentice underneath someone because you're certified by them, which allows you to kind of get your sea legs under you. But other than that, remember what your number one goal is as an entrepreneur, which is to bring money in. Getting a certification does not bring money in. Nobody hires you or pays you because you have a certification. No customer ever will give you money simply because of a certification. Number two, metrics that do not matter, specifically on social media. Social media has done a great job of influencing people to believe that they need to go chase metrics like likes, followers, comments, engagement, subscribers, views, etc. When none of that stuff actually makes you money. It makes more money for the social media platform than it makes for you. Even if you get paid on social media, they are making more money from you than you are making from them. All right, nobody's making more money on social media than social media is making off of them. Not a single person. I don't care. Name somebody. All right, social media is making more money from them than they are making from social media. Even somebody who's making $1 million, social media is making more from them. The whole point is, and there's nothing wrong with somebody making money off of you. The whole point is, do you know who your ideal customer is, and is getting those metrics on social media helping you acquire more of those ideal customers? If you are not sure of that answer, the answer is probably no. All right, understand that if you're trying to sell busy CEOs on your meditation program, they ain't watching TikTok dances. All right, so you getting you going viral on TikTok ain't helping you get more high quality CEOs into your program because they ain't looking at TikTok. All right, so where do you need to be if you're going to be on social media, and what metrics actually matter to you? The biggest metrics that matter to you, that should matter to you if you're an entrepreneur, is the money coming in, not the stats on social media. Stats can feel good dopamine hit, but does it actually matter to your business? You should know the answer to that. And number three, you need to sit down, think, and consider what the wins are for you, for your family, and your business. Do not let anybody else tell you what those wins are, because if you do not take control of the wheel of your life, someone else will take control of that wheel, and they will tell you where to go, and they will tell you what to focus on, and it will help them more than it helps you. And it is not their fault that they did it to you. It's your fault because you allowed it to happen. All that said, text me. Tell me the best point you got from today's class. My number is 305-384-6894. You'll be getting daily motivation every single day for free once you text me. And secondly, Work on Your Game University. You want to get some real direction for yourself. You want to make sure you have the right mindset, the right game plan, the right system and process, and that you're being held accountable, along with your system being held accountable to help you execute, because you're serious about hitting your goals this year and hitting them now, not next week, not next week, but not next year, not 10 years from now, not when you get around to it. You're tired of being patient or doing things at your own pace, which is a formula for failure. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com and let's get to it. Work on your game. Dre, all